Hello, friends. Once again, is your friend Home for Roses, and this is just a review of our weekly, how the weekly trade went. We analyze for the week, and then we do a review on the key levels. We are actually looking at price. These things are not random. Does the price really hold this week on the area mapped out? So you find out on this particular review. So let's jump in and put our trade. Price did exactly what we asked or what we're expecting from the price. Let's put back our lines on the chart and see what happened on those zones mapped out before the week opens. So this is it. We put back our line. Sorry, this is it. Trying to make it bolder. These are the areas. So price resumed on Sunday. Like I said, this was price resuming. And if you watch the video before the week opened, I said I'm looking at those reactions on those zones. All these lines were mapped out before the trade regime. The only thing that wasn't here was here because price opened and created a gap. So that was it. Created a gap on Sunday and Monday open, so I had to put it. But this particular one was here. That was where I said my eyes was. So if you watch the previous video, the analysis for the week, sorry, you will figure out that these lines were mapped out. So does price actually react to those lines perfectly? So when price get to those zones, we begin to start looking for our trade. Yeah, this was a trade. All these small lines are the areas I was looking for entry and see how price respected those areas. Immediately price got to this zone, I'll begin to ask what's my entry pattern and I begin to look for a place for the trade. Most times I'll just place a limit order because I might not be at the charts. So the price delivered, you can see that it might not, as we see, the price is still on its way and might or might not, but this trade has been closed. But just to show you that those areas actually work. So that is it for British Pound USD. So we drop back to British Pound JPY. So this is British Pound JPY. And when we analyze, we said we are looking at this key area that already price is at the zone that I'm interested in seeing a drop. So as the price resumed for the week, we can see there was a gap. It dropped exactly to the area we are looking it out for. I said if it's going to go down, it should drop here for me to start looking for trade. Or yeah, all this area is going to go up and I'm expecting price. These lines are my areas I'm looking at to short the markets. So if it has gotten to this area, so that was it when price got to the down. So I started looking for a pattern to help me get into this trade in sync with this trade, which I also took advantage of it in the British, Aussie JPY, also because Aussie delivered perfectly well. So we talked about also, so all the zones held. We talked about US Tech also. You watch the video, you'll see we talked about it and we said we are looking at US Tech. From the four hedge where I started, I said I'm looking at price reacting to this zone for a buy and then for a sell. I'm looking at this area and everything up is the areas I'm looking at for a sell. This area, if it didn't hold and the next one should be here. This is a much higher time frame zone. So the question is, why is this thing happen? This thing is price action and I don't just jump in. As you can see, when price gets to this area, I have to wait and see a reaction. You can see this particular reaction. The reactions might not just be the same, but you can see once price get to those zones, it gives a reaction. Even at these zones, price got to this zone. If it dropped to a lower time frame, you could have scalp this area. If we drop to much lower time frame, 5 minutes, 1 minute, you will get a trade in those areas. So you can see when price got to this area, there was a reaction and took a little bit before continue to go up. So these things are not random. Price held perfectly well in those weak zones, key zones. So, and then I added Aussie JPY to the trade because it gave me an entry pattern that was so beautiful. This is Aussie JPY price drop to the zone I was looking at, which wasn't part of the analysis I did for the week, and gave me an entry pattern, and it delivered perfectly and beautifully well, even much more than the other ones. So this is it. Once price get to that zone, I start looking at the patterns for the entry. So this week price everything was perfect. Everything the zones mapped out was, and I had time to look into the market. Most times I might actually miss it because I wasn't in my system. But this is what it takes. There's week where all the zones we are looking at delivered just as we expected it to. And these things are not random, their price actions. And I want to say thank you for always stopping by, for being part of this channel, for helping me grow, and for your comments, for sharing, and for always being here. Let's do it better and bigger, even in this coming week. Have a lovely weekend, and thank you once again, your friend.